Amen. Lilo Stitch is a syndicated Disney Channel series with a Monster of the Week formula. Amen. Amen. Now that I got that monotonous review out the way, let's move on to the topic at hand. So before I eventually review Kim Possible in the near future, I like to get this series shenanigans and collabs put to rest. Making this the video I direct you guys to when those episodes are mentioned from now on. So you guys all know that Disney Channel has a whole cinematic universe for its sitcoms, right? Well, they just so happen to have one for their animated shows as well, and Lilo and Stitch was the ones held responsible. The duo got a show shortly after their movie in 2002, making it Disney Channel's third animated show with Proud Family and Kim Possible being the first two. And boy, did Disney love Lilo and Stitch the series back then. They literally couldn't get enough of it. They was always dead set that you at least watch it once before the day was over, due to the oversaturation of reruns. Sound familiar? So eventually, during Lilo and Stitch's run, they thought, why not have a couple of crossovers before season 2 ends? Considering that's how Lilo and Stitch was marketed in the first place.
Oh, Bobby. Oh, Bobby.
But who should they collab with? And how did they make it make sense? Well, what about the Disney Channel lineup of 2006? And no, I'm not referring to shows like That's So Raven. However, that would be hella interesting. Well shit, now I'm curious. Hey yo, Disney, when the inevitable Lilo and Stitch live action remake comes around, put them in Raven's home. I'll watch that real quick. Anyway, this is what we ended up getting as the result. Kim Possible, Proud Family, and American Dragon Jake Long episodes, which was indeed the lineup at the time. And believe it or not, these episodes were not promoted in the slightest. They kinda just sorta showed up and went. Like, I legit can't find any promos for these shits. It's kinda crazy, but the show must go on. Let's see what these episodes are all about. Now, since my review before this was Jake Long, let's go ahead and start with that episode. Now, the biggest note that I have regarding this one is that this is the last episode to use the season 1 animation style of the series, which was quite the way to go out, I guess. The episode starts off with Lilo going gaga over a boy who's hell of a lot older than her, while he goes gaga over this PS2 render of her skateboard.
It's the grand prize for the big Kawaii Skate Invitational this weekend. But I won't even be here. My dad's taking us to Australia to get away from the crowds.
So Lilo decides to enter the competition so she can win the prize for Keone, her love interest. But unfortunately, she can't skate worth a damn. Plus, she's too young to enter. So in comes plot point experiment 316.
Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass!
An alien with the ability to shapeshift into anyone after seeing their likeness. And unlike most experiments, this one is actually cooperative, but only when it got his fried chicken. You know what I'm saying, that finger-licking 11 herbs and spices, bone-sucking, nigga-loving chicken, baby.
Bone sucking good, bone sucking good, it's bone sucking good, bone sucking good.
Alright, so the whole plan is for Lilo to shapeshift into Keone, enter the contest, win the prize, they fall in love forever because age ain't nothing but a number. That's not true, by the way, you sick fucks. Oh, but we're forgetting one key thing that makes his plan not go so great. Lilo can't skate! Insert M-Drag here, who's actually here for the competition too, but his grandpa wants him to keep an eye out for magical creatures while he tries to score.
A magical creature! Being manhandled by some jerk. Trying to bag a magical creature while the Amdrag's on the scene? I don't think so.
How the hell did you even see that? You wasn't even looking in the direction. They went completely off screen and you saw nothing. So Jake tries to save the day until Cantu cuts that short and the episode ended, which caught me completely off guard. But whatever. Overall, the episode was fine, I guess. The best part hands down was Jake and Stitch beating the shit out of each other. But once you hear the term Mama Trixie twice in one episode,
Lilo, listen to little Mama Trixie. Miss Lilo, you will not be using Bartholomew for any more scheming, right? No, Mama Trixie.
it tends to leave an awful trace on your soul. So let's go ahead and move on to the Proud Family one. So the most interesting thing about this episode definitely has to be the animation style for the Prouds, which may be because the show is nearing its end before the movie finale, and production for this movie and the episode probably happened at the same time. That's literally the only explanation I have for everyone having an iris now. Let me go on record by saying that this is the funniest episode of the bunch, and that's merely based off these clips alone.
But my articles are usually deep, you know what I'm saying? The ocean's deep. The sand's deep.
My God.
Oh, my bad.
Your face is so ugly, it could make onions cry.
Well, when I look at you, I cry.
Okay, I'm out of here.
Good. Your hips are taking up all the room.
Hey, that's not a bad thing, baby. Hey. But here's the summary, though. Pleakley is rehosting this spy-type gimmick that they have inside of Jumba's ship after previous events happened in another episode that I refused to watch. And he's hoping for a good review from this magazine critic with a short temper. And this loud black family just so happened to show up as well. Hopefully nothing wacky happens. In comes the plot point. Experiment 397, the argument starter, which his prime objective in this episode is to wreak havoc on this family's vacation and irritate the reviewer. But like, that was kind of happening before he showed up. Sugar Mama and Oscar on their own is pretty bad as it is. What this alien can do is kiddie games for them. Oh, and there's the subplot with Penny having to write an article for her school paper while on vacation, but her progress was lost with the luggage. It's really only there to give Penny something to do on this episode. The writers probably couldn't see her going out her way to hang out with Lilo for no particular reason, I guess. Fast forwarding a bit, everyone's arguing, everything's going to shit, the experiment has no reversal function, so how would this all be resolved? Well, breathe for a second. No, I mean like that's it. Breathing while counting down to 10 is the gimmick they went with for calming down yourselves from arguments, which is hella weird to watch in a cartoon in real time.
Just do what my mom says and count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I feel so much better.
I literally had to sit through that 3 times. It was great. So Wizard Kelly was hosting this wrestling event that he invited the Prouds to for free, and as it was taking place, the experiment tampered with the performers, making them beat up each other for real. And as Gentu was about to swipe the alien for the taking, Sugar Mama comes in and lays a smackdown on the nigga, which results in Lilo coming up with the plan to make everyone affected by 397 to count to 10 for the pinfall in order to be cured. That's not how wrestling pins actually work, but I get what they were trying to do nonetheless. All is resolved and Wizard Kelly decides to keep the little creature for himself to make the wrestlers perform realistically.
Since your wrestlers have to fight anyway, maybe his one true place is with you.
The wizard has never seen 2 guys fight so hard.
Which in my opinion is the worst idea ever. He's gonna end up killing these damn wrestlers. Every match would end up like JBL versus Bob Holly. My true wrestling fans would know how much that would hurt. Oh, and Penny ends up finishing her paper, which is based off her wacky Hawaiian alien-filled adventure. So let's go ahead and finish this crossover extravaganza with the Kim Possible episode. There's nothing major going into this one. Hell, there isn't even an experiment plot point this time, so we might get something average at best. So the episode starts off strong from the jump. Stitch is randomly kidnapped while he and Lilo were playing hide and seek, and Kim Possible's existence is just shoved into our faces as a suggestion to save him. I'm not even 3 minutes into the episode yet, and it's very clear that the writers wanted to go straight to the point with this interaction. So Pleakley goes ahead and requests for her help, to the dismay of Lilo, who thinks that she can save Stitch all on her own.
Boy, if you don't...
And all coincidences come together as it's revealed to be Dr. Dragon, Kim Possible's nemesis, was the one that captured Stitch, with the assistance of Hamsterville, Lilo's nemesis, which I reacted with a loud sigh when I first saw it. Like damn, they were really trying to cut to the chase with this one, and it shows. Kim and Ron end up showing up to what was described as the end of the world urgency, only to discover that it's just a pet rescue mission. But she never turns down a mission regardless. She's Kim Possible, damn it. She can do anything. Lilo isn't too thrilled with the idea of Kim helping her save Stitch, as well as Kim is not being too fond of a kid tagging along with her. So both of them are just total douches to each other, which is kinda hilarious. They soon find out who the culprit is.
If found, please return to Dr. Draken. It was a gift from my mother.
And the rescue mission now takes full effect, but Kim doesn't want Lilo to go. Then she's captured, and Lilo comes in to save her anyway. with her hard-headed ass. Fast forwarding a bit, Lilo saves Kim, Shigo shows up, Kim fights Shigo, Rufus tagged along to destroy the internals of the base, which all combined together destroys Dr. Draken and Hamsterville's plans. Stitch couldn't originally escape the base on his own because he is underwater and he hates water. But in the end, Lilo was like, get over it. And they swam to safety, making for a happy ending. Lilo gets her friend back, Kim completes a mission while inherently stopping Draken at the same time, and the moral of this was, you should let kids help you with some shit. I don't know. The episode was awful. There wasn't enough Ron. 0 out of 10. Wouldn't watch again. There was also this subplot where Jumba thought Rufus was an experiment the entire time, but that was likely to give the side characters something to do. Man, this episode in general was just a chore, and I'm personally glad this wraps everything up for these damn crossovers. What? What? Yo, you serious? Goddamn, Lilo and Stitch the series decided to revive a show 5 years after its original run. Like, why? Don't get me wrong, I have nothing against Recess, but this is where I put my foot down. Why don't you attempt to collaborate with Dave the Barbarian or Brandy and Mr. Whiskers? Those were shows that were running at the time too. Sure, it sounds a little ridiculous, but come on, Recess? Why not Fillmore? Racist bastards? Alright, so here's the gimmick with this episode. An experiment that makes people lazy is on the loose, and it's up to Lilo on her own to stop it after her friends are already blasted. Meanwhile, the Recess gang is there on vacation too. Like Spinelli is in a swimsuit, but still rocking combat boots. It's crazy. But some of them got blasted by the lazy alien too, making those who weren't affected eventually all come together to devise a plan before things get out of hand. The entire episode gets convoluted from this point. Like, there's so much shit happening in order for the cast to go to this next setting that it drives me insane. They end up at an observatory where the plan is to get the alien to blast the telescope, which will project the beam into space and blast a satellite down that tracks down aliens for Gantu, so he won't be able to find the alien, but he's already there. The main moral of this episode was placed after Gretchen, the nerd, was blasted by the beam, but wasn't affected all that much, because she's always pretty laid back while doing nerd stuff. So basically, you can chill and all, but do that shit while you're doing work too. It won't hurt. The episode ends off with Lilo giving the experiment a new home by placing it in an airport so it can blast busy bees that stay stressed while in the comfort of Hawaii. Obviously, this could backfire for niggas who are doing business overseas or some shit, but whatever, the show's over, I can rest my eyes now. Watching these 4 episodes alone somehow made me dislike the series as a whole. Of course, it was something I was alright with as a kid, having it on as I was playing with my Ruthless Aggression Triple H figure, but watching it now, boy, it has not aged well. Which isn't too surprising now that I think about it. I had some gripes with these episodes too. Like, they were calling Hawaii Kauai sometimes for some reason. Like the state's name was copyrighted or something. The That's So Sweet Life of Hannah Montana special was oodles better than this. Which is a shame to say because it's animated. Cartoon Network Invaded makes these specials look like child's play. And then there's shit like this.
I knew aliens existed. I just knew it. Please, Gus. We kind of try to keep a lid on the whole aliens on Earth thing.
Then why'd you make Penny write an article about the exact same thing? That's it, I've had it. I've had it with this annoying, big nose, no friends having, big nosed,
Yo,
bitch.
Dub, you need to chill out. She's just a fucking kid, Dub. Leave her the fuck alone. Who the fuck are you to make fun
Don't you
of?
give me that shit, you little bear fuck. You didn't even have to sit through what I sat through. Frick off, you fricker.
No one
Yeah,
told
that's
you
where
to
I said
watch
it.
these
I
fucking
don't even like
cartoons.
you. I
You
don't
did
like
it
that
for
much. Why are
Internet
you here? Why are
Cloud.
you living
You
with
went
me?
and watched the
Fucking- you
TV
have
show
the food out
in
of
the
refrigerator. No, don't you give me that
mid-2000s.
shit.
Come on, you two, cut it out. Don't you remember the saying? Uhana means family, and family
Shut the
means...
fuck up. Amen.
My computer's on vacation now too. But that's impossible. Unless the ray works on machines too.